15 ain't easy, unless you're watching me. Welcome! You're watching the thrift store rundown where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. I'd hate to see you part ways with your summer vacation, but there's no denying it. The back-to-school season is here. And so, all throughout September, we want to help you get back in a scholastic mood. And it starts right now. Our first subject is reading. And as we all know from the Early Literacy Foundation, reading is fundamental. But it can also be fun. That's this week's lesson, teaching you the next level joy of reading across many platforms, not just in books. And we begin with online food blogs. I'm sure many of you have perused online food blogs in your day, looking for recipes that fit the QED spectrum to a T. Quick, easy, and delicious. That's all well and good, depending on what food blogs you research and what recipes you select. But lest we forget, creativity, imagination, whimsy, and, although I hate to say this, just a touch of Gen Z relatability. Throw them all together, what do you get? Tasty! That's right, Buzzfeed's preeminent food brand is back and taking things over the top with the eponymous cookbook. High drama, low maintenance, deliciously head-scratching. I'll explain why as we go forward. This Clarkson Potter publication was picked up, believe it or not, for $5 at the Five Below store in Paramus. Retailing in the States for, if we can find retail prices. Well, we can't. So I guess it's for the best. Oh well, bigger and bolder than ever. Every meal's a party with 75 of Tasty's most soul-stopping but still simple recipes. Going over the top has never been easier or more fun. Just so you know, the last Tasty cookbook we did was back in April, their latest and greatest cookbook, but all the Tasty videos we've done will be linked downstairs. So how can they top themselves this time? That's yet to be seen, as we take a look at the table of contents here. High drama, low maintenance, yet the tension mounts. So, over the top of the morning, out to lunch, come and get it, sweet dreams, drink up, nibbles and bits. 6 food chapters, I'll be highlighting 7 recipes. With 2 coming from out to lunch, the rest will be 1 apiece. So let's get started with a potato chip omelet. Really? A potato chip omelet? No kidding! And sour cream and onion potato chips? I would go for plain. But a whole bag of chips and an omelet? Crazy, you'll say. A potato chip salad on top? I'm done, you'll scream. 1 bite in, it could be the chips for you. I would recommend plain, but this recipe, which serves 4, calls for sour cream and onion. If you live in northern New Jersey, I suggest Ridgie's sour cream and onion. They're the only sour cream and onion potato chips I'll ever eat. They're from Wise, and they're oh so good. But potato chips and an omelet. Actually, on paper, it sounds kind of practical, yet still surprising. How about a Cali-style sushi burrito? This will make 2. And it features all the handheld convenience of a burrito, mainly with all the good feeling of sushi rolls, with a touch of SoCal whimsy and wonder, by way of fried avocados. Really? Fried avocados? Right over here? Why not just leave them as is? Why would people fry avocados in the first place? I don't know, but this is still their cookbook. Oh yeah, there's also French fries inside this avocado. French fries would make it a Jackass-style, Cali-style sushi burrito. You know, the Guy Fieri Jackass roll. If you ever been to his restaurants in Southern California, And
we put this together here in a dish with a little of our American favorite, French fries, and mix this together with a little bit of the California favorite, some avocado. And I came up with this idea, and as I was doing this, a buddy came around the corner and he says, "Guido, what are you doing?" He says, you can't put that into rice. You can't make sushi out of barbecue. What are you doing, you jackass? And that's what this dish is called. It's actually called the jackass roll.
I wouldn't fry the avocados, but at least they give you 3 lovely dipping sauces to try. Sriracha and wasabi mayo plus a ginger tamari sauce. And next, a more sensible, and I'm using that term loosely for 15% of the recipes in here, but a more sensible lunchtime option would be the Sloppy Joe Double Bacon Cheeseburger, which serves 4. It's a Sloppy Joe style burger with bacon. I mean, come on, bacon makes almost anything better. Let's just hope the people at Tasty, who've been good sports up until this point, don't abuse the power of bacon, especially for those vegetarians. Oh, they don't go anywhere near the sacred pig. Anyway, this is Atomic Brown Sugar Beer Can Chicken. You can do it for the grill, you can do it for the oven, but it's Atomic Brown Sugar Beer Can Chicken that if you're not finger licking, may be bad picking. We're still technically in grilling season, so there's still a small window of time for you to master this one. By the way, we have here a few steps, 7 in all, on how to carve a chicken. This recipe will serve 4. Next, candy bar ice cream sandwiches. Now this is actually probably the most sensible of all the desserts featured in this particular chapter, which is Sweet Dreams. This will make 8 ice cream sandwiches. I mean, whoever gets to sandwich candy bar ice cream, cover it in chocolate shells with sprinkles and edible glitter on a regular basis. This is why Tasty is over the top with this one. Next, we have here a loaded Bloody Mary. And by all accounts, the baseline Bloody Mary, the foundation right here, is pretty standard. But when you go over the top, it's with the toppings. You can use artichoke hearts, kimchi, pickle spears, or beef jerky, or stuffed olives, poached shrimp, cooked bacon, string cheese, hard-boiled eggs, pretzel rods, and celery stalks, which is actually the more conventional garnish for a Bloody Mary if you ever had one at brunch. Yeah, loaded, but maybe too loaded in terms of garnishes, which is why I say 15% may be a little too over the top over here. And finally, a 7-layer dip, and chips. Why is it called a dip? Well, it's double the dip because of the French onions and black bean dip. But it's also triple the dip with salsa con queso, and maybe quadruple the dip with bottle wax dressing, or quintuple with pico de gallo, or sextuple with cream cheese, or, I don't even know, 7-tuple with red pepper jelly? Yeah, this is kind of laborious. But it'll serve 8, and it should be delicious nonetheless. Not to mention, with the smorgasbord of convenience products that you can see here layer by layer, according to the recipes ingredient lists here. Yeah, the convenience is all there. Or maybe not. It's up to you. But the outline of the cookbook gives you all the necessary pantry and fridge staples you'll need to complete these recipes, as well as a few extra add-ons that you might have to source out online or at a specialty food shop, like butterfly pea powder tea or something like that. The beginning also outlines essential equipment you'll need to have on hand, which for the most part is pretty conventional equipment for any good baseline kitchen. As far as the recipes themselves go, photograph-wise, oh yeah, they're pretty over the top. They're colorful, loaded, and delicious. As far as the recipe caption goes, well, they're Gen Z is, so do expect a little copious amount of the word incredible, and a surprisingly sparse amount of the word amazing in here. Hey, it's Tasty over the top for a reason, folks. If they don't describe recipes over the top, what's the point? For me, I give it 4 out of 5 claps. Whimsy, practicality, accessibility, and imagination. I'd say 85% of the time on average, those fundamental things apply as these pages go by, taking you tastefully over the top. Here's what's on tap for Tuesday. There's no total drama allowed in here. Just get in, get the scoop, get it fast, and get it done. And what you doing, please, leave the screeching to the pros. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.